Hi everybody, and welcome to this review on rotations and reflections. Just to let you guys know, this is probably going to be a two-part video, so make sure you come back for part two so that you get the full review. So this week we have been learning about rotations and reflections. The first thing that we're going to review is this idea of reflections. So when you're reflecting something over the, for example, x-axis, then we're going to keep the x the same and we're changing the sign of the y. If we look at this figure over here, triangle ABC, when it's flipping over the x-axis, then the y is changing. So if the y is positive, it becomes negative. However, if the y was negative, it would change to become positive. Notice the distance that each of the letters has from that x-axis. So B is 1, 2, 3 away, and B prime is also 1, 2, 3 away. So when we're reflecting over the x-axis, we have to think about the distance from the axis, and it is flipping over the x. When you reflect over the y-axis, it's exactly the opposite, where the y stays the same, but the x changes. And so if we look here, we're flipping over this axis, which is the y-axis, and we have our pre-image or our original figure here, triangle ABC, and it's flipping over that y-axis to give us triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. And so if we look, each of these vertices, each of these points on our triangle should be the same distance from the y-axis. So C is 2 away. C prime is also 2 away. If we look at A and A prime, A is 1, 2, 3, 4 away, and A prime is also 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the y-axis. So let's do a few examples of this idea of reflection over the different axes. Axes is what you say when you say axis plural. So two of these axes would be we would say axes. All right, so our pre-image here, we have these three vertices since it's a triangle. So if we look at A, let's find the ordered pair or the x and y that goes with A. So notice we always start with the x. Our ordered pairs are always in that order of x comma y. And so A is at -4. We go straight up, so -4. And then our y is a little hard to see, but that is -6. B is at 4, -2. So our y is at -2. And then C is at 4 and -6. Now remember, when you reflect over the x-axis, we change the sign of the y. And so when we change the sign of the y, remember our image is going to be A prime. Our x stays the same, but our y changes. So it was negative, now it's going to become positive. B prime, it was 4, x stays the same, your y changes, it was negative, so it becomes positive. And then C prime, x stays the same, and our y changes, so it goes from negative to positive. And we can check our work. That's the beauty of these types of graphs, is we can check our work by putting it on the graph and making sure it's the same distance from the x-axis. So we have -4, 6, 4, 2, for B prime. Oh, and I forgot my prime up here. That's an important part. And then C prime is 4, 6. And now we can connect those. And notice that the shape is the same size, and it looks exactly the same, but it's just been flipped. Just like when you look at your reflection in the mirror, the words on your shirt have been flipped. Our figure is being flipped from the pre-image or the original image to the new image. All right, let's try this one.